I realize that I may be talking to the choir here, because many of you are highly technical in your work and in your skills. But I still want to go over some of the things that I use and the way I use them in my both personal and professional life. Most people have heard of the cloud. Not everyone knows exactly what it is. Essentially, you're using somebody else's hardware and software to process your data anywhere you have access to the internet. My changer, of course, is not working. The advantages of the cloud is that it's usually free, it's inexpensive, it's searchable, and you automatically back up everything, so it should save you time and money. Of course, the disadvantages of the cloud is that you are trusting someone else with all your digital stuff, and you usually need internet access to get the full advantage of it. So examples of the cloud are email services like Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, backup services like Carbonite, which is one of my favorites, Handy Backup my PC. You can store a lot of things on the cloud. Again, Apple has a service. Dropbox is a favorite of mine. The nice thing about Dropbox and Google Drive and SkyDrive is that you have your file both locally on your hard drive and then backed up to the cloud. So if you work on a file at home and then go to work, it's there, you can access it, and same way anywhere you are. Now, if you're going to use the internet and the cloud, you're going to need strong passwords and good password protection. Everyone has their scheme as how to best utilize passwords, how to remember them. LastPass is a free service that generates strong passwords, encrypts them, and this is a program that I use. I try to digitize everything that I can. So if I've got a paper document, I scan it. I've gone digital on my photographs for years. You can scan your old photos. I use my smartphone a lot too to take pictures of things that I need to remember and to take video. As far as scanners, I'm a big fan of the SnapScan. The one on the left here is a sheet-fed scanner that goes 20 sheets a minute. You can get a contract in there and have it zipped into your computer. I use Dropbox, and so I scan it. It's on my laptop, and it's in Dropbox. You can even optical character recognize the content of the file. It takes a little longer, but the advantage of that is that you can search for anything you want. I tend to concentrate on searching rather than filing, because I always forget where I filed something, and search now is more effective, and so the computer will remember, if you name it correctly, where you have filed it. On Windows 7, you click on the start button down here and type anything into this little area here. It'll bring up a list of all the files. If you do remember where you filed it, there's a search bar up there. And of course, Google, you can even type your query into the address bar of your browser. And once you have got a search, you can save it in a library. A library really isn't a file, a directory of files. It just, no matter where it is on the hard drive, you can save it as a library. So the example, it's tax time here, and so anytime I have a document that I'm going to use in taxes, I'll scan it, and I use taxes in the year as part of the name, and then when I search, I bring it all up, I save it in a file, save it in the library, and then when I go to my accountant, I've got it all there. Another thing that I use in technology is that I read by listening. While I'm driving, while I'm exercising, or while I'm just relaxing. There's all kinds of audio content out there. I've used audible.com for years. You can download the latest bestseller or anything that you're interested in. If you do the annual thing, it's really fairly reasonable. You can get a bestseller for, I can't do the math in my head anymore because I use technology, but for $12, $13, you can you can get these books. And again, if you're commuting, if you're exercising, you can listen to it. Stitcher Radio is another service that I found. Not only can you get online radio stations and television stations, but podcasts on almost any subject you can think of. And so if you're, again, you're exercising, you're driving, you're commuting, you can search by whatever topic you're interested in. If you're going to be listening to all these things, I think Bluetooth is great technology. I'm not a huge fan of wires. And so you can use wireless speakers, you can use your car to listen to if your stereo is equipped in your car. I keep track of my spending on mint.com. It's a free service, and it's great tax time or budget time. It will go into all of your various accounts, your credit cards, your checking account, your savings account, and categorize them. So a guy walks into a bar, and the bartender says, "What would you like for a drink?" And the guy says, "I don't drink. I tried it once, I didn't like it." The guy says, "Okay." This is back in the day when you could smoke in a bar, so the bartender says, "Would you like a cigarette?" And the guy says, "No, tried it once, didn't like it." So he says, "Well, if you don't drink and you don't smoke, why are you in this bar?" He said, "Well, I'm here to meet my son." And the bartender thought about it and said, "Don't tell me he's an only child." The point of that story is voice recognition has gotten a lot better. If you tried it once and didn't like it, try it again. So how long did it take you to learn to type? It took me a while. So voice recognition and dictation is a skill. I use that. Smartphones are great with it, as well as your computer. Dragging dictation is good. So in summary, use a cloud to back up everything, your email, digitize everything possible, search, don't file, and dictate, don't type. Thank you.
Everybody go.
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Paul. Everybody can take a moment to write down some comments for Paul.